What is up, everybody? Good morning, good evening, or good night, wherever you are in the world. I am Andrew Esquire, and this is the Legal Mindset, where we help you be your own judge. And today, we've got a great program for you. We've got a lot of cool stuff to go through, some fun stuff on Amber Turd, and then a lot on Ezra Miller. It's going to be an interesting one today, guys. We're going to have some fun. We'll probably go for about maybe an hour, hour and a half. Not too long tonight. There's some other topics I want to jump into. And then after this, I'm going to be doing a locals broadcast, a locals exclusive. I'll probably do it as a live stream because those get posted as videos afterwards. So that's probably what I will do on locals after this. Plus, I've got to make some other content. So it's going to be a busy night for me, but should be fun. Shout out to everybody out there, wherever you are in the world. I see my fellow people here on this side of the world. See my Aussies, whether you're in Melbourne or somewhere else. New Zealand, good to see you. Portugal, good to see you. What is up? More New Zealand. Got England in the house here. More Australians, Brizzy in the house, more Brizzy in the house, Rhode Island, Pennsylvania, Belgium. What's going on? Do you guys have a functional government yet? Ça va to my Frenchies. We got Kentucky. We got South Africa. We've got Toronto. We've got Sweden and more South Africans. Jesus, we've got a lot of South Africa here. More South Africa. Good to see all you guys in the house. How are you guys doing today? Hope you're doing well. I'm actually doing great. Honestly, I was in Texas last week, and it was hot as fuck. I'm not going to lie. It was over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. I'll have to convert that to Celsius here because I am but a lawyer and cannot math. So I guess that's over 37 degrees Celsius, for those that are international like myself. We don't have those temperatures here yet in Korea, so I'm not measuring that high. It was in the 60s and 70s Fahrenheit today, so it was absolutely fucking lovely today. It's been great, and to go from 100 to 60s or 70s, low prices. Literally, I took a cab for 2 hours from the airport, and it cost me less than one trip, than one short trip in America. Right? One 15-minute trip in America cost me more than a 2-hour cab ride from the Incheon airport to my apartment in Gangnam. Crazy shit. So I'm glad to be back here in a land that is mostly untouched by inflation. There are some things that are up, but it's good to be here and back. And I'm really enjoying it. So that being said, we've got some great memes for you today. We've got some fun shit for you today to go through here. Oh, and in Texas, some people asked, I was in Houston. I was in like Austin for like a split second. Literally, I got like some barbecue and I got the fuck out. I went to Terry Black's, because it was the, Joe Rogan recommended place. And then I ran as fast as I could before somebody recognized me and threw an egg at me. And then I went to Dallas. So that was my adventure in Texas last week. It was pretty good. I mean, I didn't have any issues with it, but I'm here back in Korea. You can see the Korean behind me of all the signs. So this is the normal studio for those who may not know. That being said, let's jump into the news and the memes. And the memes always tell the story. The memes always tell really the news. And I've been neglecting some of the great memes, but you guys have sent me some amazing ones. So let me share some with you here. We've got this one. First of all, my duck stepped on a bee. This is going to be, by the way, this is a golden one. This is one that's going to last for a long, long time. This is the one that's going to have some real value here. I think it's really going to hang on for a good period of time. We've got, I really need to pee. I like this one a lot too. This one once again feels like it fits. Really feels like it fits. Next we've got I want to break free. She wants to break free because she may or may not in certain jurisdictions be locked up. Good stuff there. Really good stuff there. And by the way, if you like memes, Smash that like button. There's 800 of you in the chat. Let's get it to at least 500, guys. We're going to get to 1,000 easily, 2,000. So just make sure you do that. Make sure you drop that in the chat. Sonia says, by the way, hello and good afternoon from India. Hey, good afternoon to you too, Sonia. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right, next. Not to brag, but I knew these weren't real hands. I think we all knew. I think we all knew, but it's good to confirm. It's good to confirm. This was so ridiculous. By the way, shout out to Nate, the lawyer. He did a really cool compilation of all the lawyers reacting to this statement. It was fucking hilarious. I really enjoyed that one. Really enjoyed that one. But this was probably the craziest statement I've heard of this case so far. Next, of course, she's got to make that 10 million somehow. And like I said, OnlyFans is not going to do it. OnlyFans will not get us there. So she's going to have to be asking, would you like fries with that? I hope inflation doesn't get too crazy. Inflation. Now, I will say, I think I've shown this one before, but I had so many people forwarding this one, retweeting this one, sending me this one. I had to show it again. And honestly, coming back from the United States, this shit is like more true than ever. I think there was there was a program with the crazy Biden simps at CNN. And they literally even admitted at this point that it's worse than at the worst point in U.S. history over the last 40 years. Even under Carter, inflation wasn't as bad as it is today. And because of that, our boy Joe does not have a very good approval rate. So very interesting stuff. 2040, Amber Heard 54 is still trying to make us believe her bullshit. I don't think she's ever going to stop. I think it's like a can't stop, won't stop thing with Amber. She literally can't stop lying. Every single fucking time. She doubles down on the lies. It's insane. It's insane. She's not going to stop, guys. All right. This is a good one. So Yellow Flash, a good friend of mine, Yellow Flash, shout out to Yellow Flash, asked, where is she getting that money from? Pittsburgh Cindy says, probably banging some Saudi prince. And then we find out, as we go over here, the Saudis respond and say, we wouldn't bang that trash. You can keep her over there. So even the Saudis, they don't really want her. So keep her in the West, they say. So these are some solid memes. Thank you all for sending me memes. If you guys want to send me memes, make sure you send them in at The Legal Mindset on Twitter. So to my Twitter at The Legal Mindset. Also, my Instagram is also cool, Esquire International. That is my Twitter. Or sorry, that's my Instagram. So you send them to my Instagram or my Twitter. I will check them. I will put them up. I prefer pictures because most of the videos, guys, I know a lot of you have sent me videos. The videos have been getting copyright claims, so I end up having to clip them out or do whatever. And I'm going to talk about copyright claims real quick. Let me talk about that for 2 seconds. There was some good conversation on Meme Copium's channel about what is fair use and what is not fair use. So I just want to have a little discussion on this real quick. For those people that might be thinking about clipping my channel, which by the way, I'm totally okay with. I will never copyright strike anybody. I promise to do that. I will never say, hey, take this video down. Now, if it's just taking my whole video and not adding anything to it, I might claim that video. I might try to get the revenue off of that just because, well, hey, you're not doing any work. But that being said, if you're making something funny or you're making a parody, I mean, go ahead. I think it's hilarious. Even if I don't like it, I probably will laugh anyways, honestly. Even the horrible stuff that people put up, I've laughed at it. That's generally my philosophy on life. You just got to fucking laugh at it and have a good time. But there was a discussion on what is fair use and what is not fair use, and is putting a text overlay over a video fair use. And I think that's up for debate. It's kind of a gray area on YouTube. Is adding text enough? Well, maybe if it's a lot of text, but if it's just like a de minimis amount of text, if it's just like an intro and maybe some comments in the beginning and at the end, I don't think that is enough for the legal purpose of transformative because the legal definition of transformative is different than the dictionary definition. Yes, technically changing one pixel or one word in a piece makes it transformative if you look at a dictionary definition, but the legal definition requires more substance. It can't be the same as the original or substantially the same as the original. And I know that a lot of other creators have chosen to copyright strike stuff, not stuff that I'm going to do. But I think as long as you're changing it, making it funny or adding value, I think that's good stuff. So I'm happy to see all that stuff. I'm happy to see people making clips, making funny videos. I think it's amazing. And hi to those joining. I see Viviana, hi over there, and Sam, hi from Japan. Good to see you there in Japan. Konnichiwa. As soon as your country opens up, I'll be over there hanging out with people. Furby Slayer. No, see the thing with Furby, you're wrong on that. You're right and you're wrong. So Sargon did more than that. He actually cut the video in different ways to expose what she was saying. So she actually cut the video a little bit more. But also you got to remember this too. Sargon spent millions of dollars, right? Or hundreds of thousands of dollars at least, fighting a case to prove it was transformative. And by the way, Natty, same point here. It's not, title is not enough. He cut it. He cut the video, right? And cut it so that it created something new. It was more like a parody after that, right? So you've got to understand what it is. I'm not saying that per se, like what people are doing is not, what people might be doing is or is not. It's a case by case basis, right? That's why I say text can or can't be. I think it can or can't be. But anyways, good stuff. And I think a good conversation. I like to have this conversation. Yeah, saying it was like 30K in legal expenses. That's it. I think it was 30. I think it was more than that, but okay. 30K is still a lot of legal expenses to be able to prove something. But yeah. And by cut it, I mean, he arranged it differently. So yeah, see, change the video to show the opposite of original video's intention. There you go. That's what Mr. Batsu's got it right there with that. All right. So let's go on to the next news here, which I wanted to cover, which is Camille Vasquez. She's defending Johnny next month. Now, a lot of people have asked, will I cover this? So I'm not sure whether or not this is going to be televised. So there is a case coming up involving Johnny allegedly hitting a dude, Greg Rocky Brooks. Now, we'll talk about the substance of this, but there's a case, and Camille is defending Johnny. She's now a partner. So yeah, this should be interesting. If it's televised, I will watch it and I will comment on it. Otherwise, I'll just cover it and kind of tell you guys what's going on there. But I think people are kind of looking forward to, they want their fix. So this is definitely something, July 25th, that people can look forward to get their fix of this scenario of the Depp drama. So that will be out there. I think it'll be interesting. I think that based on everything I've seen, it should be a settlement. It looks like, based on the evidence, that they have a lot of people testifying that they have not seen and nobody saw Depp hit anybody. That in fact, if anything, Greg Rocky Brooks is the one who instigated it. Apparently, Greg said something racist to a homeless person. So that'll be interesting if he tries to claim that it was Depp when really it was him. So that one should be fairly interesting. EZ07 says Sargon's was also aimed at a different audience. Yes, exactly. So when you have a different audience, a different intended audience, that's also transforming it. So for example, if you take something that's aimed at kids and you make it for adults, that's transforming it. More says, Keo Bayo, nothing Amber has done will help her. You think she know that by now? Yes, unfortunately, she does not know that. I do not think she knows that. I really do not think she knows that. She keeps doing stuff that is shooting herself in the foot. She does it over and over and over again. Over and over and over again. And I also appreciate the Korean there. I actually had Korean class today. I'm finally taking structure classes. I hired a private tutor. I try to take group classes, but honestly, I'm going to tell you one thing about learning. especially like when you get older, I just want more specific attention on me and what I need and what like the speed I'm going at. I am too impatient to deal with stupid people. And when I was in a class with other people, I was like, you guys are idiots. You guys are learning at a different speed than I am. You guys want to focus on different things than I do. I want to take my time. So I just said, look, I'm ponying up for the private tutor. Totally worth it and much cheaper than I thought it was going to be overall. So I'd always recommend that if you want to learn a language. Nate says he convinced the world that I'm Captain America. Yes, Nate. Yes, you are Captain America. You are totally Captain America. But honestly, you're the Captain America of making fire legal clips. I will tell you that right now because your clips are fire. Whoever's your editor needs to get a fucking raise because he did a great job, Nate. I'm not simping for you. I'm just spitting pure facts here. Pure facts. That's what we do on Legal Mindset. We just talk facts. Gwem NC says, is it true that you can't get a DUI if the sun is up? LMFAO. I don't know about that one. I've never heard that before. Now, what probably happens is that the cops that are typically looking for people with DUIs aren't out at that time. I'll tell you that. But yeah. I mean, if it's noon, people probably aren't assuming you're drinking. But guess what? It's 5 o'clock somewhere. I mean, right here in Korea, it's 5 o'clock here. If I want to break out the soju, I want to go back into the fridge, I want to grab the good soju bottle right here. Got it real handy. Got it ready. I'm so glad, guys. This is a fucking $1 right now. It's fucking great. I want to hit it right now. Nobody's going to stop me. No judgment. It's 5 o'clock here. It's 6 o'clock here. It's actually 6:19. So I'm happy to start drinking with you guys now. It's always time to be creative. All right. So let's move on here. So the next thing I want to talk about is this situation. Now, here's the punishment. Right? When I talk about punishment, the real penalty for Miss Heard is not the case. It never has been about the case. It's about what happens outside of the case. She destroyed Johnny. She destroyed him. She destroyed his reputation. She destroyed his image. For years, she got away with it. She was supported by the mainstream media. They came out and simped hard for Amber. And it was only after we all watched the trial ourselves, after the mainstream media saw that it was going against them, after they saw that they really couldn't stop the tide of information, after they saw that, shit, these law tubers are getting millions and millions of views. We can't just lie about this anymore. It's only after all that they decided to say, oh, no, maybe Johnny had the good point here. And not even all of them. Still, there's some of them holding out. But the real punishment is her future career. Because remember, by her own admission, Amber Heard was supposed to be as big or bigger than Jason Momoa. That's right. She was supposed to make more money than Jason Momoa. All right. Well, right now there's been rumors circulating here regarding what's going to happen to Amber Heard. And of course, there was a statement by a spokesperson that addresses a rumor that she was cut from Aquaman 2. So that's really the rumor. That's really the punishment. Will she be cut from Aquaman 2? And I would say it would be justice for her to be cut. It would be justice for her to be cut. For her to be removed. But I don't think that's going to happen. But we'll look at this here. So a spokesperson for her, which I'm wondering whether this spokesperson is David Shane or not. Because remember David sexual misconduct on the dating app Raya. David Shane is her PR manager still. So I'm wondering whether they're just not saying his name, whether this is complex covering for Amber Heard by not saying David Shane. We'll see. They're denying a report she was cut from Aquaman The Lost Kingdom. It's Aquaman 2. So Just Jared claimed yesterday that Heard has been axed from Warner Brothers Film, which is scheduled to hit theaters March 2023. The outlet reported that Heard's role of Miro would be recast with an unnamed actress. Warner Brothers decided to recast Amber Heard's role after screen testing the movie. They're going to be doing reshoots with Jason Momoa and Nicole Kidman. I mean, I can see Kidman as Mira. I can see that happening. I think that would be legit. I mean, I could see that happening. And frankly, if that did happen, that would be a punishment for Amber. That would remove that stream of potential income for her forever, because DC Universe won't feel like they need to invite her back for a future sequel, that they need to include her in an ensemble, that they need to include her in marketing. They can feel free to remove her forever. By the way, the comment here, let me show from Nate the lawyer, is this is Muffin Country, signed Edward Scissorhands. Of course, I cannot do that voice as well as Nate. But thank you so much, Nate. Appreciate your support, brother. Nate is a good friend. Nate, I look forward to seeing you very soon. Very, very, very soon. Gwem says, that would be fantastic. Blackball the bitch from Hollywood. Yeah, honestly, frankly, you could blackball her, and that would be great. That'd be great. So I don't know whether or not this is going to happen. There's multiple articles which are covering this, which are saying that she's denying it. But frankly, I could believe that she's been axed. And frankly, that would be justice to cut her out. So frankly, I don't think the punishment for her is not the damages. I think that she could find a way to deal with the damages. She could find a way to deal with the 10 million. I talked about my one night in Atlantis theory yesterday. If you didn't see that, catch my latest clip that talks about one night in Atlantis. I think that could pay for it in one go. And I've actually had people write me privately being like, dude, you're actually right. I have people who work in that industry, and that would absolutely pay that off. There's people that would pay 10 million for that easily. She can make way more than 10 million doing the adult naughty business. Just one shot, just one video. That's all you need. One Jason Momoa knockoff. It would make way over 10 million. Of course, I think the real punishment is getting blown off of TV and movies. And I don't mean blown in the way that she did with Elon and Carrie DeVignay. All right, so let me talk about one more take here. One more take. And this is a take from others in LawTube. And let me say this right now. I love my brothers and sisters in LawTube. I love them a lot. Sometimes they have good takes. Sometimes they have bad takes. And the cool thing about it is, and Nate's in the chat, right? So I'll say this to Nate. Nate has some great takes. We sometimes disagree. In fact, a lot of times Nate and I have disagreed on things. If you've watched either one of us for a long time, we often disagree about things, and that's totally cool. But there was a particular take that I wanted to take just comment on, right? I'm not saying that he's a bad person or he's dumb or anything like that. But Ian Runkle made a comment on Joe Neerman's stream the other day, and I wanted to address it because I think it's a good conversation. Because when we talk about punishment, we are talking about punishing Amber Heard. I'm not interested in punishing people who are innocent. However, Ian brought up a point here. About what the punishment of Amber Heard might extend to. And I want us to think about this for a second, because this is worth contemplating. So I'm going to play this one. This is from Joe's stream. TFP legal analysis about Depp's ability to get an injunction, right? Joe, I love you. This is fair use, right? Let me tell you, Papa Joe, this is fair use because it is commentary. So I am commenting on Joe's channel. Joe, do not strike me, my Hebrew brother. All right. So let's listen in here to Runkle's take.
The other thing, though, is like Depp has stated
Oh, shoot. Did that drop through? Okay, let me see if I can stop screen sharing. Let me see if I can get this back. I think Joe may have hated on me. See, Joe always makes it difficult. All right, so actually, because it ended, it jumped around. Okay, so I'm going to just make the comment then. It was Runkle saying it, so I'm just going to make the comment because the stream ended. I was watching it live. The stream ended, and it jumped it around. So here's what I'm going to do. Runkle said, in not so many words, that we should not punish Amber because it's going to hurt Amber's children. Rather, he said Depp. Depp said he didn't want to punish Amber and hurt her children, and that the monetary damages might hurt Amber's child, and that Johnny doesn't wish that on the children. Now, I would agree that Johnny doesn't wish the children ill. But here's something I want to bring up, and here's my disagreement with Runkle. I don't think we should consider Amber's child for one fucking second. And I know what people are going to say. They're going to be like, Andrew, that's heartless. Andrew, don't think of the children, Andrew. Andrew, you don't have children. You're just out there with these Korean thoughts, you know, and you don't care about kids, Andrew. No, actually, I like kids. I've worked with children in various jobs in the past, right? I've taught kids. I've taught small kids, older kids. And I actually really, really enjoy teaching kids. I think it's really fun. I would do it if it actually paid money. But listen, I'm a greedy shyster lawyer. What can I say? But what I'm saying is this. Just like Amber Heard used her allegations, her sexual allegations, as a sword and a shield, just like Amber used this, she is using her child as a sword and a shield. And too many times we see people doing this. And listen, I'm going to say this and understand it's not all, but we see this very often, especially with people who are extremely privileged, and especially with the single mothers. You see them saying, hey, can't do that. We got to think of the kid. That should not get people out of paying their dues. I'm not saying we put the kid in jail, but I don't think we take it light on Amber Heard because she has a child. I don't think we give her a get out of jail free card. You know why? Here's why. We didn't do the same for Johnny Depp. We did nothing of the sort for Johnny Depp. And if we're going to be fair, if we're going to live in a world where men and women are treated equally, we need to give the lady the same treatment we gave the man. And in this case, Johnny Depp was spared he got the full wrath. Amber Heard did not waste 1 second coming after Johnny Depp. She did not give a fuck about Johnny Depp's children, despite what she said in the courtroom. She didn't waste a breath coming after Johnny Depp. So why should we hold back from coming after her? I think she needs to pay the same price. It's equal treatment. It's fair treatment. This is the world we live in. If we want to regress and live in a different world, if we're trying to live in 1920s world where women can't vote and they don't have agency, then that's different. That's a whole different conversation. But if we're living in 2022, where everybody's got the same rights, therefore the same penalties should apply. I don't think she gets a discount on her damages because of this. And the fact that Johnny is even entertaining that, yes, I think it may be a genius move from a PR standpoint, that he is taking the high ground. But to try to say to do it because it's some gender move or anything else like that, I don't think that's a good thing. And I don't think we should say, oh, it's a chivalrous thing to do. No. We need to think about fairness and outcomes as well. I think that's a big thing about this whole situation. Like the facts of this whole case have been, let's treat people fairly. Let's take men seriously. Let's take men's claims seriously. And therefore, we need to feel the same way about punishment. And I know, look, I'm not going to convince people to change on this. This is not going to change today. By the way, shout out Blonde Asian, giving me the 100 here, agreeing with this. And I see a lot of you ladies in the chat agreeing with this. So it's not just my toxic misogyny here. Although I'm glad to add that whenever I can. I never hold back. By the way, shout out to Midnight's Edge After Dark. Good to see you, brother, in the chat. But that's my take on it. Let's get these super chats here. Koyo Bayo says he would be excluded from SAG dues and royalty. That is a much, much bigger issue. A lot of people don't realize how that works. Write a great hit single, people. Yeah. And honestly, I'm not even familiar with all the ins and outs of SAG, of the Screen Actors Guild. Shit, I'd probably have to go back on Midnight's Edge and ask those guys more about that industry, because they know more than I do about that. That's a specific niche. I'm sure Richard Marx, the actual expert on the entertainment industry, the lawyer, remember him from the trial, Richard Marx, who tore apart Catherine Arnold, their shitty expert? I'm sure Richard Marx knows. I'm sure Richard Marx knows. So good comment. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Mac and Cheese says, as a mom of 4, if you take kids into consideration when punishing someone, there is no end to it. Yes, exactly. Exactly. If you say, oh, they have kids, well, then everybody who has kids gets off. And let's be real, guys. Let's be real. It's not like guys with kids are getting off. If a guy gets up there and says, I have a kid, they're not letting him off. It's only when the moms get up there, ladies, you know it, only when the ladies get up there and say, think of the children, then the judge, especially, by the way, especially if it's some, older judge from another generation with different societal expectations, they'll go, oh, my, we gotta sip our sweet tea and think of the children. Well, my down here, we protect the children. And you end up in a world of unequal results, which we see manifest ourselves in the court system day to day. So thank you with that. Dee Dee says, I agree with you, Andrew, because the child is just a prop to Cruella. She only cares about herself. Exactly. Exactly. The only person she's ever cared about is herself. That child will be used as a piece on her chessboard. She wanted that as an arrow in her quiver to protect herself, to wield as a weapon, because she knows that mother card is strong. It's the ultimate power of the Karen, right? Is the mother card. So that's where I wanted to go on that. That's my end rant on the treatment of men versus women. And look, I've been covering this for a while, but I know a lot of you are new to my channel. And listen, all we're asking for, and when you hear guys talking about this, all we're asking for is for the outcomes to be the same. You want treatment at the front to be the same, okay, but treatment at the back, the outcomes need to start being equalized. They're not even close. They're not even close. So let's jump into someone who's neither man nor woman. Neither man nor woman. And I am legally bound to say that, or the YouTube algorithm will get angry and punish me like an angry volcano. And that is Mr. Ezra Miller. Or, oh, I'm sorry, I already misgendered him. The Ezra Miller, right? The Ezra Miller. I'm not sure. Listen, people got mad when I used it the other day. I'm sorry. Listen, in absence of knowing their pronoun, I think it is very fair. But in this case, we've got Ezra here, which we'll get into right now. So if you guys don't know, Ezra is in a little bit of trouble. Ezra's in a little bit of trouble. And once again, this is something I'm going to love talking about with my friends who are doing pop culture, who are in the pop culture world. And in fact, this is one that I'm sure I'll talk more with. I know Valiant has talked about it on this channel with me a little bit, and I'm sure I'll go over into that realm and talk about this. But this is a great one. So Ezra Miller has been alleged with sexual misconduct. Sexual misconduct. And he reacted by posting memes. So he's running away from being served. So whenever you have a lawsuit against you, you have to be served. You have to have service of process. Someone comes and hands you papers and says, we're suing your ass. We're suing your ass. And he's running from that. Ezra is trying to avoid getting served papers. So essentially, his reaction was to post some memes. So here's what he posted. And by the way, there's been an update here, a recent update that just went down. You cannot touch me. I am in another universe. So he's running away. He's disappeared from the radar. And he's saying, you cannot touch me. I'm in another universe. And by the way, guys, listen. Now some of you say this out here. Listen, if somebody ever tries to make me say any one of those freaking pronouns, I was like, look, I'll call you by your name or he or she. That's your options. You get your name if you want that, or he or she. That's it. I don't use those weird pronouns because there's 95 million of them. So you either get your name, which I'm happy to call you your name. So if I ran into Ezra, right, and he said, call me they, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. Not face to face. I would say you get Ezra or you get he or she. You can pick one. You can pick one. That's my take on that. And some of you guys don't know me and know I was joking around there, but that's always how I've dealt with that. They get a choice, I give them a choice. We're in a land of freedom, one way or another. And by the way, Robin here sent a super chat 49 says, yep. And yeah, I'm glad you agree. Robin. Appreciate that. But those are the options that you get. I'm not going down that rabbit hole because, by the way, the second you go down that rabbit hole, it doesn't stop. It never stops. All right. Next, Ezra sent message from another dimension. So he's apparently in another dimension. Then me remembering how I was nice when I should have said, who the fuck do you think you're talking to? So this is the one he posted here. And then the last one, the fourth one he posted was people, me, headache. People, me, headache. So subsequently, following the posting of these memes, he has now deleted his Instagram. He has deleted his Instagram. So after posting those memes, after taunting people, he has deleted his Instagram. So he knows he fucked up. And let me tell you one thing, guys, as a lawyer, I'm going to tell you this. If you ever break the law, the one thing you don't want to do, the one lesson you can take away is do not taunt the cops. Just shut the fuck up, keep your head down, and don't say shit. But do not taunt the police. The last thing you want to do is taunt the police because then they really hate you and then they want to come after you. And let me actually send out. I don't know if Nate's still watching, but I'm gonna send him an invite if he wants to join. For talking about this, and I would love his take on this. So yeah, he deleted his Instagram. And let me show you guys, by the way, the people that he was going after. So to be clear, this is a really interesting situation because the individuals who he was alleged of sexually assaulting, so they happen to be, apparently they are, I think they're American Indian, and they're also LGBT. So the person that he's accused of abusing is also trans. And their name is, I believe, like Sarah Iron Eagle Sarah Jumping Eagle. So it is a biological man who claims to be a woman but uses they pronouns. So if that's not confusing, well, I'm sorry, you're just a bigot, right? Gamen says, if it thinks it is not a man, it thinks it is not a woman, and it thinks it is a single person, then it isn't it, since they are plural. Exactly. Thank you very much. See, there's reasoning behind the it. So people say he's in Tel Aviv. I don't know whether he's in Tel Aviv. He might be. So the comment is, Ezra is a predator. They have shown a pattern of repeated cult-like psychological control over Dakota and assaulted the mother and brought a gun into the home without their consent. So apparently there was a pistol here that was brandished here. Who knows whether this was real or not. Apparently this is Ezra in the home of this. This is a dude, of course. This dude now looks like this. So the dude has grown out some hair. But at the time, this dude, and by the way, there's a bruise, not a crazy bruise, but there's a bruise. And apparently this bruise is alleged to have come from Ezra Miller. And at the time, that guy was 14 years old. So apparently Ezra attempted to sleep in the same bed as a 14-year-old. So allegedly Ezra was grooming this guy. And by the way, so people say, who is Ezra? Ezra is the Flash. Ezra is the Flash. So, we've got this movie coming out, the second part of the Flash that is coming out. I think it's like the Flash movie, rather, is coming out quite soon. And the question is, because this movie is coming out, is will they still air it? The point is, and I think Valiant Renegade brought this up, which is they've gotten so far in post-production that they can't turn back the clock. That is too late. The movie's going to launch. They can't do what they could do with Mira. See, with Amber Heard, they can just edit her out. She has a small role, but he is the fucking Flash. He's the title character. It's like editing Jason Momoa out of Aquaman. They just couldn't do that without reshooting the entire movie. So at this point, it's too late to get rid of him. So now, as Midnight's Edge says, Ezra is WB's new problem. WB has upgraded from Amber problems to Ezra problems. And by the way, this is not the only person that's alleged issues from Ezra. And here's the thing, though, guys. Here's the thing. Ezra has all these allegations. And let me be clear. I believe everybody is entitled to due process. I believe everybody is entitled to a fair shake. But the thing that rubs me the wrong way about Ezra is he's done the same thing as Amber Heard. And one of the reasons why I think this is a great thing to cover is this is exactly along the same lines of Amber Heard. He has used his sexuality, his status as a trans man, to allow him to assault other people, to harass other people, to act like a general asshole, to be a dick to pretty much everybody because he's trans. He's using it as a sword and a shield. He's using it to attack other people, to be a dick, and to protect him from any scrutiny. Because all he has to say is, oh, you guys are just hating on me because you're bigots, you're phobes. Of course, the ironic thing is that the people accusing him are also trans. So it kind of goes both ways. Vertical says Ezra and Amber Turd deserve each other. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And by the way, thank you guys for sending me some information to check out. There's a very interesting, somebody sent me the case in a super chat yesterday of the FSU law professor who murdered somebody. I think that was there was an FSU law professor who was murdered. Markle, I believe his name was Dan Markle, Professor Markle. He was murdered by the brother of his ex-wife. Very interesting case. I looked at the documentary. It was very fun. If you guys have good cases, then especially things that might be pending and coming up, feel free to send them to me. Also, good information, good articles, send that over to me. I love to look at it, and I love to take a look at that. Saying, will they edit out Alec? No, I do not think they will edit that out. I don't think they will do that. I like the name Ezra Groomer, though. I think that's a really good one. So, guys, listen. I think we're going to continue to see issues with major productions and their cast members. And why are we going to see this into the future? We're going to see it because they've enabled it. And this is going to come to Disney, too. Don't worry. This isn't just WB. This is coming to the House of Mouse. This is coming to every single Hollywood production, especially since they've gone by the get woke, go broke model. And it is going to be killer for them. People are going to leave them in droves, on top of the fact that their numbers are already down. And people are already criticizing their intellectual property. As a corporate attorney, I just love to see it because it just makes more work for me in the future. As their organizations tank, as they have more problems, creates more work for lawyers to solve. So I'm all happy for it. Catching this super chat, my boy, Daniel Chapman, coming out of left field here, says, there's now a sign outside Warner Brothers saying no flash photography. You son of a bitch, Daniel. You son of a bitch with your puns. It is It is crazy. It is crazy. But good pun, man. Good pun. Appreciate it, Daniel. You always make me fucking laugh. Literally. Literally. Thank you. She's playing 3 dick chess. Elon for the ethos child. Blame Johnny for pathos money. Whatever Thomas Jane wannabe to pretend some logos. Logos. Interesting. Yeah, see, Elon as the sugar daddy, I can see that. I can see that. I mean, because Elon has always been there as the sugar daddy. And I think Elon is going to continue to be there as a supporter in some sense, which is why, despite the fact that I may praise Elon on some fronts, I always hold back from fully saying, yeah, let's get behind this Elon worship. I know guys, especially in San Francisco, who have Elon posters over their, over the top of their bed. They 100% sent for Elon. But after this case particularly, I say, look, Elon is no perfect person. I mean, neither is Johnny Depp, and neither is anybody. I'm not a perfect person either. But I think when you get into the cult of celebrity, you need to be very careful. And that's something I've learned about this case. Something I learned about that. Do you think Elon messed with Twitter to help Amber in any way? I don't think so. I don't think he had the power yet to do that. I think that there's a point at which he would have, if he could have, he would have. For sure. Koya's saying he's a Spectrum victim too. That's true. Guys, there's 3,000 of you in the chat. Please smash that like button. It helps us. We currently have, let's see, we currently have 800 likes. That's it. That's it. 800 guys. Come on. 1,000 minimum. You got to get to 1,000 here. We got 3,000 people watching if you appreciate this content. And look, let me tell you guys one thing here. I plan on covering some of the developments as they come out here. Obviously, there have been other topics coming out, and I know a lot of people are still interested in the Johnny Depp Amber Heard stuff. So if there's news that comes out that's relevant, I'm going to cover it, but there's new stuff coming out, and I'm obviously moving on to do that. I'm going to be filming some stuff for a new channel after this video. I was going to do it last night, but jet lag got the best of me, and I passed the fuck out. I just got back from the United States, so I am so freaking tired. But yeah, I'm going to be filming that, and I'm going to be going on locals, and we're going to be talking about Elon, because Elon made some political comments, and I want to cover that on my locals. I'll probably go on my locals for about 30 minutes, and I'm going to make it. I will actually make this one on my locals open to. I believe I'll make this one open to anybody. We'll try to make it open to anybody on my locals. So if you want to go over there, obviously. What I'm going to do on my locals is the locals is going to be for topics that are a little bit more niche, that are a little bit more limited in scope, but are meant to be uncapped and unfiltered because the YouTube algorithm will not let me talk about certain things. So we're going to have those conversations over on locals. So guys, right now, let's see, I think I caught all the super chats. Let me make sure. Yes, I did. Okay, so I'm going to actually cut it here. I know we're only at 48 minutes, but I want to keep it nice and tight today. Nice and tight today. So we're going to cut it here. I'm going to jump over to locals for a little bit. Then I'm going to film some other content, and I'm going to see if I jump on some other channels. I may be trying to jump on. I'm going to hit up Legal Vice to see if he's streaming today. I promised him to come on yesterday, but I passed out, and he said his stream really fucking late in Korea time. So we'll see what I do there. Obviously, too, guys, if you have any other collaborations, hit me up. Let me know. I know that Black Belt Barrister and I were going back and forth, so I got to send him another email. That's on me to get a collaboration about the UK trial. That being said, guys, for now, take care. Stay based. I will be back same time, same place tomorrow with more straight facts. Catch you later, guys. Peace.